Yo, what's going on, Eagles Nation? I'm your boy AK Eagles, and this is the AK Eagles podcast. Appreciate everyone coming in tonight and joining me. Just little updates here. Want to catch everyone up. Obviously, we did do a rebrand of the channel. No longer Eagles Uncensored, just now AK Eagles podcast. Um, just want to make the channel more friendly for kids, women, men, everyone. Uh, I I struggled with it for a long time. Um, Changing the name and stuff took about 6 months to figure it out, but I did it, and I don't regret it because it's a way for me to expand my brand, expand myself, and this channel. Um, I definitely want to start making more videos, solo videos, and upload them for you guys. Want to do more one-on-ones like this, and because I don't get to talk to each and every one of you in the chat that much because there's always something going on up here. So definitely want to do some more one-on-one time with each and every one of you. Call-ins are going to start being one by one now. Whenever you come in, that way you get the full experience and my whole attention, and we can just talk. You don't have to worry about other people talking over you. Just trying to make it a little bit more professional. So I appreciate everyone who has followed me through my old brand of Eagles Uncensored and the ones that are continuing to follow me now under this. So, like I said, this is just a way to, get bigger. I really felt the uncensored part was holding me back, and I had to get rid of it. So now it's just AK Eagles, and like I said, I appreciate everyone who keeps following and who will follow. Shout out to everyone in here. BLSG, how you doing, my guy? Always here. Very big supporter. Appreciate you, dude. Primetime Stephen Joyce, what's good, man? Hope everything's good. Hope life is a little better, and hope you're doing good, man. So, yo, Jinx, what's good, my guy? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope everything's good. And Scoob, how you doing, man? Where the wrench? Yeah, I'll get you, bro. I don't have my phone on me right now, but I will get you, sir. I promise. But yeah, no, we can talk about anything tonight. Some news broke today. Obviously we are one of the front runners for Matthews. I'm all for that. Listen, Matthew can truly upgrade this secondary. If you got Matthew and you have Harris, you got Slay, say how he goes out in the first round and gets like Stingley or Booth or Sauce, that's possibly the best secondary tandem right there that you can have. So, I'm all for it. We do have some young guys still in the back burner, like Tay Gowan, McPherson, Vincent Jr. It's just we were at a point a few years ago where we didn't have enough, and now we have some. We just don't know what we have. So, it'll be really interesting to see how they go about it. What's going on, Jordy Fighter? Appreciate you, man, for coming in. I hope you're doing good, man. And we will talk soon. I want to get you back on here just to do a one-on-one with you and talk some football. So appreciate you coming back on the other night, man. Yeah, what's going on, Joey? Appreciate you, dude. Always here, and I thank you for the support, man. I try to give it back as well, and but yeah, man, always here. So I appreciate you, dude. Top landing spot for Honey Badger. How we get it done? Yeah, I tweeted that out earlier today, man. If you put out something like that, Eagle fans are going to want it. So you got to kind of get the deal done. I understand New Orleans is his home and he wants to be closer to home, but in my mind, New Orleans ain't going to be winning anytime soon. Their team needs some work just like ours, but I feel he'd do better here. So, hopefully we can do it, man. Hopefully we have the money and it's not too tight that we can get a deal done because he would truly upgrade our secondary. We also had a tweet out today that McLaren, Debo and shoot, the other one. Oh yeah, Chase Claypool. Like supposedly, those guys might be tradable. Might be. And I don't. I know McLaren doesn't want to be in Washington anymore because Carson Wentz, which I find that funny. I wouldn't want to be there either. And then Debo, I'm not sure about that. He took off the 49ers off his profile and deleted shit, and I have no idea. But that would be dumb, I think, for the 49ers. And Chase Claypool, I've always actually liked Chase Claypool. I never thought the Pittsburgh Steelers would have traded away Emmanuel Sanders, and they did. So if they're willing to trade Claypool, then yeah, I'm all for that because I think Claypool is going to be a beast in the NFL, to be honest. He drove up the price by leaving the Saints to get more interest from another team. I don't know what happened, but just imagine you draft a corner on the top of what you have. Look out. Yeah, no, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got Matthews, you have Harris as your secondary, Slay as your CB1, and say you go and get a corner like Stingley or them, dude, that secondary is going to be awesome. Awesome to watch. So, yeah, I'm all for that, man, but we got to sign Matthew first. Yeah, what's going on, Logan? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Thank you so much. Pass on the honey. Got to get Landon Collins instead. Well, dude, I mean, Honey Badger's only 29. He's not that old. So, I mean, he's 1 year older, and he's a much bigger leader than Landon Collins. I mean, don't get me wrong, Landon Collins is okay, but he's no Matthews. I mean, I like him, but if Matthews would get signed, then sure, go get Collins. But I'm taking Matthews over Collins any day. Yeah, no, I like Collins. He does suck. I mean, that's why New York got rid of him, and that's why Washington has him, or had him. But yeah, I'm not a big Collins guy at all. But who am I to judge? I'm not in the NFL. So yeah, we could. How you guys feeling about the draft now that the trades and stuff went through, and we sit here at 15 and 18? Does having one less draft pick in the first make you guys uncomfortable, or how do you feel we're going to go with it? I truly feel we're going to grab a wide receiver, especially if we don't grab one through a trade or free agency, but there's hardly any left, but yeah, how do you guys feel 15 and 18 is going to go? Yo, what's going on, Joe? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Doing good. It's Thursday night. Just got on here, like I said, rebrand my channel, try to make it more kid friendly, people friendly, and I'm trying to start doing one-on-ones more, with the chat, try to, get them involved. I love talking with them, and I don't do it a lot because so many people are up here. I don't have time to do both. You know how it is. So just want to do one-on-ones with people, want to, just be more professional with it. But yeah, man, appreciate you stopping in. It means a lot. Badger is 5'9". How is he going to cover these 6'4" tight ends? Richie, did you not see that Honey Badger locked up Darren Waller last year? Like locked him up? Darren Waller's a beast. Height isn't everything. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Honey Badger might be 5'9", but he does not play 5'9". So I get it, but yeah, height doesn't matter that much to me. If they can play and they're good at playing, I'm for it. But yeah, I'm going to drop the link in here. Like I said, it is a call in per se. I'm going to only have one at a time on. Just want to get everyone's point of view and vision of how he's going to do in the draft. I have my visions. It's either going to be probably D-line corner, wide receiver, D-line wide receiver. I mean, those combinations are fine with me. But, you know, we'll see how he goes. Yo, what's going on, BLSG? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, okay. How about yourself, brother?
Oh, not too shabby, man. Just chilling. But yeah, man. Tell me how you feeling about Howie Roseman and 15 and 18 now? Like, where do you think we're gonna go? Do you trust him? Let's hear it, man.
No matter what, man, I'm never trusting Howie with any draft picks because he's not good at drafting. Why would you think I would ever trust Howie in drafting no matter what picks we have and when he's going to pick? I'm not trusting Howie Roseman. But I think no matter what happens, we need to go defense because this defense needs to be built up. This defense just needs to be better than what they were last year. And we just can't beat these soft-ass teams because in the future, this year's your one and only chance to literally make something happen this year. Because after this upcoming year, the NFC is going to be packed. They're going to be stacked with players after this upcoming year. So this is your one chance to make something happen. And it starts with this year. So you better not screw anything up because this may be your one chance to just try to do anything.
I get that and I understand it. I'm not really that worried about Washington, especially as long as they have Carson Wentz under center.
I'm not worried about the Giants.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Giants, and really I'm not worried about Dallas at this point either. But I do understand.
But look at outside the division though. I know the NFC. I know all these other divisions, they're wide open. But after this year, you're not going to get that opportunity because all these other new young guns are going to come in. And they're going to be really good.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going to happen. I just hope we're one of them. We got to nail this draft, man. We have no time for playing around. We have no time for mistakes. We can't afford another.
We have no time for taking a quarterback.
Yeah, we have no time for a JJ and Rager. We have no time for anything foolish. Best available, man. That's what I gotta say. You have to go best available. Don't sit there. Huh?
Position of need.
Yeah, don't sit there and try and be cute. Don't sit there and try and overthink everyone. Just do what everyone else does for the most part, and just take best available. Don't try and be cute. That's all I'm saying, man. When Howie tries to be cute, that's when things get haywire.
Besides, you're having guys drop. You're having a Kyle Hamilton drop. You're having a Kayvon Thibodeau starting to drop. You're having two really good guys in this draft that are dropping that you need at each of the two positions that I literally just said, defensive end and safety. You need those positions, and those guys are dropping. Get them if they are there. I don't care what anybody says. Get them if they're there.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I had a freaking question. Oh, yeah. So what do you think is going to happen now that he made that trade and we got 15 and 18? Do you possibly see us moving up with one of those picks or moving back with one of them?
I mean, I feel like moving up would be the better option because I would rather go up because who knows how far Hamilton and Thibodeau are going to drop. They said they were going to drop in the Eagles' range, but we don't know if that's actually going to be true or one of the teams that are still ahead of us are going to take one of them. We really don't know. So if they are taken somewhere just barely outside the top 10, but not at 15, then I would trade up just slightly. I would trade up slightly with maybe one of those first-round picks, maybe go to 12 or 13. Because if those guys are going to drop, and if they don't get past 15, that's when you trade up, and that's when you probably strike. You probably want to trade with the 18th pick because the 18th pick is going to be too late. I think if you keep the 15th, you should be okay to try to get another good player. But I think you trade up with the 18th to probably 12 or 13 to get one of those really good players that are starting to drop in this draft.
Richie, I agree with you on that one, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a very
yeah.
big Stingley fan. I know there are people out there who like him. I'm not saying he sucks. I just don't like him as his. I don't know how to say it. Like his freshman year, I know he had a really good year for a freshman. Like it was outstanding, but then he wasn't able to back it up the last 2 years. You know what I mean? So
Like he just wasn't like consistent enough.
exactly, yeah. Usually at his age, they progress. You see it each and every year; they get better. When kids his age aren't progressing, that makes me worry a little bit because he should be progressing right now. But the fact that his stats didn't prove that, that makes me a little worried. You know, especially when you were considered to be a top 5, 10 pick, you know, at one time.
Top
So
10 at least.
yeah, so I mean, it's crazy. If we get him, I'm not gonna bitch too much about it, you know, because I mean, it's a corner.
But it's like we could do better though.
Yeah, yeah. Like if I had it my way, I'd
Then it's
rather have
Stingley.
Sauce or Booth. Like hands down, I'd
Yeah,
rather have Sauce.
I'd be down for a Sauce Gardner or an Andrew Booth. I
Yeah,
mean, we still need a CB2 out here because I'm not moving on from Maddox. Darius Slay's the CB1, and Zach McPherson. I am not. I'm telling you, I swear to God, if literally Zach McPherson or anybody like that is starting a CB2, they will get blown out.
I don't
They
think
will
so.
not stand a chance, especially against
So
any veteran wide receiver in the league. They will not stand a chance. This is why you need someone that knows how to lock down. I don't care if they're a rookie. They still know how to play that CB2 role. But how will Jonathan Gannon use them is the only question that is still needed to be answered.
I understand that, but I don't agree with that. I actually have a lot of faith in McPherson. I have a lot of faith in Gowan.
It just takes time.
Don't know much about Vincent Jr. I do know
Kerry Vincent, we don't really see a lot.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of hope for Gowan and McPherson.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a lot of hope for Gallon too. It's just that
Yeah.
it's just going to take them a few years to get it. And besides, they need to take snaps in the league to prove that they will lock down some of these veterans.
No, Gowan already played for Arizona. He actually played in games.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But then he played there for then he played there for like a year in Arizona.
Yeah, this is his second year right now. He's going into year
so
2.
he kind of has the experience though. McPherson doesn't. I wouldn't mind putting Gowan out there. I would not.
McPherson, he played a little bit. Like there was a couple times that he had to play in a couple games. I've seen him in there, but dude, McPherson is very fast. Very fast. Like I honestly didn't know he was that fast. So on punt returns, he's always down at the 2-yard line before the ball even hit the ground. Like he's super fast. He's lengthy, you know, and he's aggressive. I've always actually thought we need an aggressive corner across from Slay, someone who's not afraid to press, get up in somebody's face, you know, and be handsy. I'm okay with the corner getting flags, being handsy, if they're fighting for it. You know, like don't be Nelson. Stand 5 yards, 6 yards off the line, and then let them just do a slant and get 6-7 yards and then tackle him. No, I'd rather have that dude that gets up in the face, handsy right at the line, and makes it harder. You know, you'll get that from these young guys. You'll get that from Gowan. You'll get that from McPherson because they have things to prove. They haven't got paid yet, you know, so they're going to ball out as hard as they can.
Yeah.
That's why I would choose a younger guy over Nelson and them because these guys have something to play.
I'd take a younger guy over Nelson any day of the week.
Yeah. Clowney never progressed since he made the explosive tackle versus the Wolverines, and currently he has underperformed. Yeah. No, I agree, Richie. Clowney definitely was not what he was supposed to be coming out of college. And in fact, we have one on our team, Derek Barnett. You know, for breaking Reggie White's sack record at Tennessee and then coming here and doing what he did, like, wow.
More penalties than sacks.
I'm telling you, man, like
hold up. The fact that Milton Williams had more sacks than Derek Barnett this season and less penalties.
Who?
Milton Williams.
Oh.
Did you not? Yeah, I could have sworn he did.
He might have, dude. I don't know. I didn't actually
I
go
think.
that far up.
Yeah, I thought Derek Burnett had like 2 sacks, 8 penalties, and then Milton Williams had like 3 sacks. And I know less penalties off the top of my head.
Yeah. So no, I mean,
Because the kid gets like snaps every now and then. He's not like a guy that's going to take the majority of the snaps. Not like a Fletcher Cox or a Javon Hargrave. And I know you guys sit those two every once in a while, but apart from that, you don't really see a lot of snaps from Milton Williams. But you will see them in the future, especially when Fletcher Cox gets off of his deal this year, because that's where Milton Williams is going to go. He's going in Fletcher Cox's place no matter what.
yeah.
And I would assume we're keeping Hargrave.
Well, oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Well, I mean, and Williams will probably take Cox's place, but I mean, if we go out and we draft Wyatt or Davis, it's going to be a rotation no matter what. You know,
that's true.
so,
I mean, that's just how Gannon works.
well,
That's mainly just kind of how Gannon works and how this system works. Didn't we kind of do that with Doug Peterson in 2020?
every team rotates. I mean, the whole point is to have fresh legs out there as much as you possibly can. Every team rotates their linemen all the time. But no, definitely our D line needs a little bit of work. We kind of did a little bit. Like I said with Riddick, he's a linebacker, but he also plays defensive end right on the line sometimes.
He's hybrid rusher. He can definitely get up there. He will definitely help out. Trust me, he will definitely help out.
I'm actually very excited for White because you're White.
Because you're White. Kaiser White. I forgot your name.
I actually think he's going to be pretty decent. I hope.
Hey, he'll help out too. I mean, we kind of have like 2 of our 3 linebackers right now. If Hassan Reddick plays linebacker, doesn't go to edge, there's 1. Kazir White, that's 2. And if we don't get a linebacker, then TJ Edwards would probably be 3.
Well, and you got Sean Taylor as well. So, you got some people.
Yeah, but Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley. You got those guys.
So I got to ask you, if we were to take a Jabbo, where are you taking him?
Like, when am I taking him?
Yeah. What round? If you had to,
I'd say second. I'd say second round. I know people said a Jabbo was going to drop, but he could still be something in the league. You saw what he did at Michigan. He can bring some of that to the NFL, which is why I feel like he's not. I know people might think he goes 3rd round, but I still think he's going second. I think he goes second round, and no matter what happens, I think the Eagles, no matter what, with one of their second round picks, do they have 1 or 2? I forget. They have
2. Wait, did we trade our? No, we have 2. We got 101 and.
Wait.
No, we might only have 1.
But I think we take a Jabbo with our second round pick.
No, we got 51 and 101.
Wait. No, 101's
we just got 101 from the Saints.
Yeah, I know, but that's like a 4th round pick though. 101's like a 4th round pick.
Yeah, I think we only got 1 second though.
Yeah, I think 1 second because 101's a 4th.
Joey, if you're still in here, man, do we have 1 or 2 seconds? You would know off the top of your head more than I will. But yeah, what about this wide receiver position, man? If you had to choose between any of the wide receivers in the draft, which way are you going to go?
I'd tell you, I'd maybe go I'd go a Traylon Burks, a Drake London. I would even take Christian Watson if he's still on the board in the 2nd round. Even if Jabbo was still on the board, I don't know how far Jabbo is going to drop. I mean, Christian Watson's still out there. You have Traylon Burks. You have Drake London. You have Jamison Williams. Yeah, you even have Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. You even have those 2 wide receivers. Even Jahan Dotson is out there too. So any of these wide receivers could be taken from the Eagles. And a lot of people have been saying it's going to be A lot of people had said Olave. A lot of people said Traylon Burks. I mean, I can see anybody falling to the Eagles if they were to draft a wide receiver instead of taking one like free agency. Because there's still Julio Jones out there. There's still Jarvis Landry out there. And then I know Devontae Parker got traded. I know that. And I think
I meant more along the lines of who do you want? If you had to choose a wide receiver, who do you want personally?
I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna try to be too biased here because I am an Ohio State fan, but I would want Olave because he does have that experience, and I would also like Traylon Burks from Arkansas. I mean, they both have the experience. They both know how to play their role, and they just know how to get the job done. And hopefully, they can bring some of that to the NFL, depending if they go to the Eagles or wherever they get drafted.
So I got one more question for you, bud.
Go right ahead.
What do you want to see out of the Eagles this year? Now, granted, everybody can say Super Bowl, but realistically, what do you want to see from the Eagles this year?
Well, obviously, like normal, everybody wants to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl. But
Yeah.
the number one, my majority is like the number one thing you want to see out of the Eagles is like you need to see them beat like much more better, and when I mean better, I mean much more competitive teams in the league. I want to see them beat like potential playoff teams in the league because all our wins last year, all 9 of our wins last year, came against teams that were not very good or didn't have or weren't even 100%.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that out of the Eagles this year. If you want your Eagles to improve, you're going to need the Eagles to beat some potential playoff team that they are going to have in their schedule, which whenever in the world the schedule comes out. But you're first going to need to see the Eagles try to beat some of these playoff teams to prove that they can play with the big boys and show that they have actually proved compared to last year. Because last year we didn't really beat any playoff teams, and we've only beaten teams that weren't 100% or just weren't very good as a whole.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. At times we did seem competitive to some of the playoff teams, at certain points. But
I completely understand. But when it comes down to it against these playoff teams, you cannot, I repeat, cannot be falling behind. Like, take the Buccaneers, for instance. We had a chance on them, but we were just too far behind. The 49ers, that game in week 2 had potential. Week 4 could have had a chance if our defense could have stepped up a bit more. Who else am I thinking of? The Cowboys, we probably would have had no chance both times. Yeah, but anyway,
they played pretty shitty last game.
Anyway, teams like that, though, we had a chance to win those games. It's just that we couldn't finish, and we just didn't start out the way we should have. And we really weren't like running the ball at the time. We really weren't running the ball. We weren't giving our guys like 20 carries a game.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that at the time. At the time, we were giving them like less than 10 carries a game at the time. It came in later in the season that we had to realize to ourselves that, we need to start running the ball more because that is our strong point. Because we are like the best rushing team in the league right now. That is our strong point. So we need to stick with our strong point and get away from the weak points.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in, man. I'm gonna let you go here.
You get hot for having me on, okay?
Yeah, no problem, man. If no one comes in here in a little bit, if you want to come back in and talk, you can. But
it's all good.
All right, man. Appreciate you hopping on. And
yep.
Yeah, if you guys haven't yet, please go ahead and sub up my boy BLSG here. He is an Eagles content creator. He is
BLSG straight up. If you just put that in the search bar, then that's the result you'll get. It should be the first thing you see.
Yep. So, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming on, and I'll get you back in here if no one else comes on.
All right.
All right,
for now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, real quick, shout out to everyone in here. Appreciate you guys for coming in. Please hit that like button. The more likes I get on videos, the more it gets out there to everyone, and the more my content can get out to other people who don't know who I am. Please hit that subscribe button. We are on the road. Wait, this way to 1K right here next to me, right there. Yep. So definitely, if you haven't already, I'm at 348. I need 2 more to 350. But definitely trying to get the 1K here before the season starts, week 1. So appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, please do so. And definitely turn on that notification bell. So when I go live and drop some videos, you guys know when. But yeah, I asked the question, what do you guys want to see from the Eagles this year as a team? Like, what improvements do you want to see? And William, he said improved passing game. Yeah, man. I want to see improvements from Jalen Hurts, from his form, his arm, his accuracy. I want to see better play recognition. I want to see him be aware. Don't try and force footballs in tight windows. If you know you can't do it, just play smart. And that also goes for the coaching staff as well. Like, don't put our players in bad positions. Make sure that the plays that you call aren't going to put our entire team in a bad position. I'm really tired of the quick 3 and outs, and I believe that hurts our defense a lot more. Your defense can only keep you in a game so long before eventually they even get wore out and they can't keep you in it. Better in-game adjustments by coaching staff. Yeah, man, I agree, William. You cannot sit there and do coaching changes at halftime. You have to do it during the game, in game. Now, granted, I believe that was one of Jonathan Gannon's weaknesses for being a first-year defensive coordinator. I think it was a little too much for his brain. He couldn't figure out the adjustments and focus on what he had to do at the same time. It's no excuse, but just saying. But no, man, by the time he would make adjustment calls on defense and we would do it on offense, hell, the game was out of reach by then, and we would battle back and try and get close, but it never worked out because we always let them get too far ahead, like BLSG was saying a little bit ago. So, yes, you're 100% right, man. Better in-game adjustments. Like, that is why you are coaches. You're supposed to know the game of football better than these players playing it. So you got to put our players in the best position to win, and you have to put them in the best position to succeed. And if you don't do that, you're not only failing your players, but you're failing us as fans. So I 100% agree with that, man. Jadis, what's good? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming in. Haven't seen you in a while. Soon to 1K. I hope so, man. I'm trying. I'm grinding, doing what I can do. But like I said, I appreciate the support, even with the brand switch. But, we're just trying to improve the channel and make it a little easier for people to come and watch, and have good content and have good conversations and just learn about the team. So thanks for always supporting the channel, man. Appreciate it. I want to see improvement, and I want them to make it further into the playoffs. Yeah. Listen, for the Eagles going 9-7 with rookie head coach, rookie defensive coordinator, pretty much it was a first for everyone on our team, and a first year starter, and Jalen Hurts, and a rookie wide receiver, and having a crappy ass slot receiver, and Miles Sanders always being hurt. Listen, making the playoffs with all of that, I'm okay with that. Like that. Yeah, we had a really really light schedule, but we won the games that we needed to win to get in. I hate how people sit there and use excuses like, oh, you guys had an easy schedule. Well, I don't make the schedule. The NFL does. We play the games that are given to us. You can use the schedule weakness excuse all you want, but in the end, it doesn't matter to me because I don't make our schedule. If we made our own schedule, then sure, you can put that on us, but we don't. So I do definitely want to see them go into at least the second round, or even possibly the third. I don't know, but we'll find out. All I know is they definitely need to get at least 1 week further than what they did last year. And I also wanted to ask you guys too, like, What do you guys? We understand the accuracy and stuff, but what do you guys need to see from Jalen Hurts this year to? And this is in your own guys' opinion, by the way. What do you need to see personally for your eyes that you can sit there and say, all right, maybe we can move forward with Jalen Hurts? What does this kid have to do to convince you guys? I want to definitely know that. How do you guys feel about Miles Sanders? If he comes out here and breaks like 1,100 yards or 1,300 yards this year, are you signing him to a 1-year contract to see if he can do it again, a prove it deal? Or are you just letting him walk at this point? There's a lot of questions, and I definitely want to hear from you guys. This team, we are retooling / rebuilding. I say that because we are retooling and rebuilding at the same time. But, definitely, like, offensively, we need work. A lot of work yet. So how do you guys feel about what needs to be done? Obviously, Nick is going into his second year. I expect his play calling to be better. I expect him to open up the playbook a little bit more for Jalen and everyone else. And yeah, it's really frustrating because, you sit here and right now, as it sits, this team is kind of the same it was last year, besides Riddick, Pascal, and White. Thank you. Yeah. But, other than that, we really haven't changed the team up. And that worries me a little bit. I ain't going to lie. And I know that the draft is coming. I know that we're going to get players, but this is more for like next year and the year after. I believe this year we're going to be competitive. We're going to be in games. I just don't know exactly how it's going to go. It is scary because when you think about it, Jalen Hurts could come out here and fall flat on his face. In all honesty, he could. I ain't going to lie. He could. Or he couldn't. But if this kid falls flat on his face, it's going to be a little longer than what we anticipated to come back. But it's tough. That's good, dude. I'm happy to hear that. Hope the family's good and everything. And yeah. What you think about the trade that went down with the Eagles and Saints? I think it was good. I'm okay with it. We won the trade. Yeah, man. I really actually liked the trade that we did. I was more comfortable with 3 first-round picks just because of how crappy Howie is picking in the first round. Because at least if he missed on one, we'd still have 2 more that he might possibly hit on. But I'm okay with it. It gives he just kicked the first round to the next year. We have 2 this year, 2 next year. If Jalen Hurts works out and he actually does really good, dude, guess what? We can use that second round pick on something completely different. Not even a quarterback, and we can continue building this team. But no lie, our draft next year solely lies on Jalen Hurts' progress. If he can win and do better than what he did last year, then we were right. If he comes out here, like I said, and falls flat on his face, then we were wrong, and we got to move on. But, yeah, I truly think we did. We only gave up 16 and 19, and we got 18. They gave up a lot to get it. So I think we won, but I will be paying attention to pick 16. I will be paying attention to pick 19, and I will see who goes there. And then during the year, I'm going to pay attention to how those players play and the ones that we grab and the ones the Saints grab. That's how you're going to know whether or not we won this trade. So I think we did. I hope we did, but I got to see it. I want Jalen Hurts to look down the field and not leave people wide open. I want him to look at people and not look at one person. And from Miles Sanders, he needs to stop getting injured. But it was last. Yeah. Listen, I 100% agree with you, Jadis. He needs to read the field better. Hopefully Tom House can turn this kid around. Tom Brady's been working with him. Drew Brees has worked with Tom House. A lot of people. Hell, Jalen's down there working with Tom Brady right now and Tom House. He's got both Toms. If this kid comes out and he does not do better, then it is hopeless, to be honest, because you have two of the best working with you. And if you don't make any progression at all, well, then I do have a problem and I am worried. But he should be able to come out here and show improvement. Tom House, how he builds his quarterbacks is from the feet up. He works with your legs, your hips, your arm, your chest, all that. Like, he builds your form from the ground up. And it's a little different, but I hope he can do it. I mean, listen, how many people, when Tom Brady was picked in the draft and he was taken in the 6th round, how many people honestly looked at Tom and said, that guy's going to be the best? Probably no one. Kurt Warner, he was bagging groceries and stocking shelves at a supermarket. And then they called him, he went and played in arena football and then into the NFL. Just because you're picked in the 1st round, just because you're picked in the 6th round does not mean you're going to be this or that. It's how much dedication, time, and work you put into it. So, and listen, we all know that Jalen's determined. We all know he wants to be the best. We all know he wants to do the right things. Time will tell. We'll see this year. I think, though, that in all honesty, the kid's going to be just fine. I will criticize him if he does something wrong, and I will praise him if he does something right. But he was never a polished player coming out. You know what I mean? So I knew it was going to take some time to work with him, and hopefully that's this year, man. I do. But I feel you. And Miles Sanders does need to stop getting injured. What do you want now that we have 2 picks? Only not that it makes a difference. I want a receiver in the draft. Yeah, no, man. I actually said it earlier. I don't know if I said it here, though. But the 2 scenarios that I want for the 1st round is either defensive line, corner, wide receiver, defensive line, wide receiver. In that combination somewhere. You don't need a wide receiver right away. Like, I don't need to see one taken in the 1st. Like, if you wait and you get Givens or Watson, I'm okay with that. But we do need one. I'm not saying that we need to go out and grab the top one. We don't need to go out and get Burke or Landon or Wilson or Olave or Williams, but there is other talented ones in this, like Dotson. He's good. There's plenty of talent in this draft, wide receiver wise. It just, which one fits our scheme, and can Moorhead and Nick Sirianni develop them, So, but no matter what, man, I'm with you. We definitely need to get Devontae Smith some help. We do. Like, the kid cannot do it alone, and I'm not depending on Rager anymore. Like, I'm not. He done shot the foot. Me too. That was what I was excited for mostly. I was excited for who the Eagles get with 15-16, but no, the Saints took it. Yeah. No, I know, man. I hope that doesn't bite us in the butt. I think their first next year will be in the top 15. I hope. I don't see the Saints being that good because they do not have Sean Payton anymore. Kamara, I don't think he's going to be playing because I heard he's in jail. I'm not 100% sure about that, but somebody did say that. If he isn't, though, I hardly doubt he's going to play. Michael Thomas is getting up there in age. They do have their defense still. You know, that's no joke. They still have their defense. But, you know, that Jameis Winston, I know he was 5-2 last year before he got injured, but that was under Sean Payton. Is he going to be able to stay the Wilson or the Winston that he was, or is he going to revert back to the old Winston from Tampa, not having Sean? So, yeah, I got to look at that. Like, I expect it to not be that high of a pick, but if it is, then that sucks for us. I mean, you know, if it ends up being like 22 or 24, I don't want that. I'd rather it be a lower pick, but okay, we need the Saints to lose now because we gave them our picks. Yeah, that ain't no crap. Like, listen, man. In all honesty, right now we own the Saints. I mean, we've won the last 3 times against them, so we got their number right now. I'm not too worried about the Saints, but I don't think their road to the playoffs is that easy either. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I'm not too worried. I think they're going to have a down year this year. How would you feel if we got Honey Badger? I would want him. I think he changes the defense a little bit better. Yeah. Listen, I said it just a little bit ago on One Trey Rocks. Honey Badger would be our new Malcolm Jenkins. You know, when we lost Malcolm, we took a pretty big loss to this defensive secondary. Honey Badger gives you that immediate veteran presence and that energy. You know, he kind of plays like Malcolm. He can play in the slot. He can play corner. He can play safety. You can use him everywhere, you know, and he's one hell of a baller, man. One hell of a baller. And we need that. You know, I'm not sure if we're going to sign back Rodney McLeod or not. You know, if we don't, Rodney McLeod was the voice of our defense. He was the heart and soul of that defense other than BG. You know, he was a leader. So if you lose McLeod, you lose a leader. Honey Badger gives you that vet to step in and be the voice of the defense and lead the defense, you know, and help Slay out and help BG out. So I'm all for that, man. We need that veteran presence and that dude that will not take shit. And he'll just sit there and teach these guys and not be all about himself, you know, just spread the knowledge. And I believe 100% that's what Honey Badger would do, and I'm all for it, man. Yo, Eric, what's good, my guy? Salute to you, sir, and all you're doing. Shout out to the 7 people in here. Like I said, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn your notification bell on so you know if I go live or not. I'm on the road to 1K, almost to 350, so definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you already haven't. Appreciate you guys so much, and thank you. And Eric, if you want to come in and chat for a little bit, bud, link's up there somewhere. If it's not, I'll redrop it. Do you think it makes a difference if we don't get Jordan Davis now that we have 2 draft picks? We all knew that they were going to trade the 19. Listen, you guys know how I am about Jordan Davis. You know, I really want Jordan Davis, but if we don't get him, I have a feeling we're going to get a defensive tackle in this draft. I just don't know when. I want to say it would be Jordan Davis or Wyatt, but it all depends on where they go, how quick they go, and who's there. But I would love to have Jordan Davis at 15. I'm a little worried about the Ravens at 14 because I know they need a linebacker. I know they need interior defensive linemen, and I think something else. But the point is, though, they could definitely take Davis. Hopefully they take Wyatt if he's there and not Davis, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I think Jordan Davis would be an amazing addition to this defense. You know, like I said, he might not get the most sacks. He might get maybe 6 sacks a year, if that. But the fact that this kid can destroy a run game, dude, we need that. I mean, we were getting ran all over last year. This past season, our defense got ate up by the ground game a lot, you know, and Jordan Davis would definitely cut a lot of that out. You know, I'm not going to care as much about his sacks if this kid is out here stopping the run game 24/7. You know, you could have 0 sacks all year. If you're not allowing any yards rushing, you ain't gonna get a complaint from me, man. So, no, whoever gets him, I believe they got a steal in Jordan Davis, but that remains to be seen. Yeah, I thought I heard Kamara was in prison, but I'm not sure if he is or not. Don't take my word on that, but I don't know if he's going to play this year, if ever at all. If he goes to jail, I have no idea. Eagles are turning their attention towards Landry and Fuller rumors. Listen, man, I've always said I would not mind Jarvis Landry here. After seeing that video of Jarvis Landry in the Cleveland locker room, you know, saying he's not going to take all the nonsense. Like, if you're here to play, you're here to play. This isn't a time to, you know, play games. Like, this is serious. It's about winning. Dude, I was all for that. We need someone like that in our locker room, in our wide receiver room, to get JJ's head on right, to get Rager's head on right, and keep Watkins at a high level and make him, you know, improve. Like, we need somebody with that kind of voice. So I'm all for that, man. I definitely would like Landry. He's still got some game left in him, I think. So, and Fuller. Are you talking about Will Fuller? I don't know about that one. I don't know. Well, Landry, I'm okay with. Fuller, I don't know. I'd be a little, you know. Yo, what's going on, Slay?
Yo, what's good, my boy? What up, man?
No, not much. Hey, talk for just 1 second, dude. I gotta go take a quick bathroom break.
I got you.
All right.
What up, chat? What's good, chat? How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all good in the chat. What's good, Jada? It's prime time. Stephen Joyce. You know, I had to come hop in right quick because I seen AK was live. You know, I'm chilling though. How y'all in the chat? What you over there doing? Nah, bro. He says, I gotta have a question for you. So the Saints need a quarterback. Do you think that they got our picks? Do you think it will make a difference if we took one? I mean, it makes a difference because Jalen Hurts. So,
All right, I'm
what
back.
you mean
Sorry.
by that, Jadis?
My bad. Whew, I couldn't
He
hold it
said,
anymore, guys.
How
Sorry.
you feel about the Lakers? We suck. That's how I feel about them.
Yeah,
How you
Jadis.
doing,
Yeah,
bro?
definitely he would be a Malcolm Jenkins. Yeah. No, I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. You know, it's Thursday. Waiting for tomorrow. But would you agree to that statement? If we got Honey Badger, man, he would be like our Malcolm Jenkins.
In terms of like the leadership role and the
The
veteran,
leadership and how he plays. I mean, he can play corner like Malcolm used to. He can play nickel. He can play safety. All of them, you know. So it's kind of like recapturing another Malcolm Jenkins, so to speak. Granted, he's not his height or his weight, but he does play the same, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like last year, he wasn't really that good, but I feel like last year in general for that Chiefs defense, they weren't even really that good. But Honey Badger, like when you use him correctly, bro, he's a dog. Like, and that's just me being serious. Like, I feel like if you put him in this defense, obviously he'll give you that leadership role. Right now, he's 29. One athletic guy, versatile player, as you say, he could play DB2. He can
Yeah.
come in, be that nickel guy. And I feel like we're just missing that guy that could just come in and, you know, kind of help these guys. Because I feel like something we banked on over the last couple of years is younger players. And some of these younger players just don't have that, like, veteran leadership to go to. I mean, offensive line wise, yes, because you have a lot of guys that are going to be in that Hall of Fame for the Eagles perspective. You got Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and then you just lost Brandon Brooks, and he was more of that veteran. On that defensive side, you only really got Fletcher Cox, and we just added Javon Hargrave not even that long ago, and then you got Slay. But there's a lot of young guys on that defensive side. And I feel like something that safety group is just missing is that defensive leader. And you already got that with Rodney McLeod. You just need someone like as an upgrade over him.
Yeah, man, and I truly think that Harris and Honey Badger, bro, they would make a deadly combination. You know, I really think that because Harris can hit. I mean, he can hit. We've seen it. He's fast. You know, I think they complement each other pretty well, and I think it would really, really, like I said, it would we would benefit from it by far.
Absolutely. So how you feeling about the Eagles not getting Brandon Cooks and then him re-signing with the Texans?
I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Listen, a second was a little too much anyway. I believe Brandon Cooks. He has concussion history. I think he has like 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of concussions, man. A lot of concussions. I believe there's a rule in football. If you have like 4 or 5 concussions, you can't even play anymore.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Well, they made that rule back in like the 90s, I think, because I know Steve Young had a bunch. There was one guy that I think it was Dallas's quarterback had like 4 or 5. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's a little unwritten rule after so many concussions because they don't want you they don't want you brain dead. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think it was a little too steep for a second round because he does have a good injury history. You know, I understand he definitely would have helped, but 2 was just a little too much, I think. Especially when after the rumors went around today on Twitter about possibly Debo being up for trade and then Claypool and also McLaurin. Like, dude.
Claypool's up for trade?
Well, I wouldn't say he's up, but there's talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it doesn't make any sense, but it's like I said earlier. Whenever me and Ange got together, I think it was like a year or 2 after we started dating, they ended up trading Emmanuel Sanders. And I looked at her, and she'll tell you too. I looked at her and I said, that is the biggest mistake you're about to do. Do not trade Emmanuel Sanders. She's like, why? I said, because that dude's going to be a stud. Look what happened. You know, they do it sometimes. So yeah, I'm telling you, man, like if he's available, I'm okay with that. 100%. Debo, and I know McLaren's available because he came out and said he don't want to play with Carson Wentz, which I do not blame him there. So,
Absolutely. I personally don't really feel like Debo's going anywhere. I feel like that's just more him bribing the Niners for him to get an extension.
I agree.
And I don't blame the guy. I just feel like personally, you know, at some point they're gonna have to pay him, and I just feel like he's gonna want that big extension after seeing what Stephon Diggs got, $70 million guaranteed, and then what Adams got. Bro is gonna want a lot of money.
Yeah. No, I know, and you know that's something you got to think about. I know a lot of people want to trade for DK, but you got to think about that too. Like eventually, you're gonna have to pay him the bag. You're gonna have to pay Smith the bag. You know, like there's a lot of money to go around, man. You know, and you got to pay for these draft picks coming up, and you know they're gonna need extended here in a couple of years. You know, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. All depends on what round you're in, but you know, this is a big step for us this year. How this draft goes is how our future goes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think the thing with this draft is with all the picks that we have now in terms of the trade that we just did with the Saints, I feel like it helps us more and more because now that you look at it in a sense, you have 3 picks, or I guess 2 picks now, because I'm still thinking that we have 3 first-round picks, but 2 picks in that first round where you can go offense and defense, or you could double up in that first round, go defense. You could go tackle and linebacker and defensive tackle, meaning And then you could go in that second round, maybe a David Bell from Purdue, the wide receiver, or you could go receiver in that first round and then a D tackle, because I feel like there's going to be a linebacker at 51 for us to take. So, and Troy Anderson, the linebacker from Montana State, is moving up the boards, and I feel like there's a lot of guys in that later rounds that are pretty solid linebackers, and we're not. I think we need a middle linebacker, but I don't know, man. I think defensive tackle interior also is a big hole for us, but there's lots of holes in that defense that is just completely missing for us right now. And this is the perfect draft to do it, because with all these picks, you can get surefire starters and then you can get depth players in that later round.
Yeah, no, and that's something I wanted to ask you. Like now that we did this trade with the Saints and everything is the way it is, some of us don't like it, some of us do. I like it, but how do you feel about it now? And what do you feel he might trade up with one of those, trade back with one of those, stay where he is? And what do you want to take? You personally, what do you want to take?
I personally love the trade, and actually, I think I was in the living room when it happened. I came back upstairs and I just left my phone in my room, came back up here, and there's, I think, a notification on the Philadelphia Eagles Twitter. Go there, and there's a big trade that just happened. I'm thinking, like, who is this? Who did we just fleece? It's the Saints. I'm like, holy crap, we just got a lot. Instant reaction. I love the trade. I felt like we got a lot of compensation added to what we already have. And yeah, they got 2 first-round picks this year, but how is that going to help them next year? We just got a first next year, bro. We got 2 of them. And if Hurts does pan out, then we have a 2 first next year that we can add. So it's like we're stacking up on this team the more we go. So it's like, even if Lane Johnson retires, even if Jason Kelsey retires, even if Fletcher Cox is gone in the next couple of years, we still have 2 first-round picks next year. So it's like this team is just going to keep on building and building and building. And it all comes down to that one player and that one guy, Jalen Hurts. If he can pan out and the leadership skills is there, I think it can work. And about what was your other question?
I was saying about 15 and 18. Like,
yeah,
who do you want? Just personally, you.
Honestly, bro, I want Nakobe Dean, the middle linebacker from Georgia, and Devontae Wyatt or Traylon Burks, man. That's the 3 guys that I'm really looking at right now in that first round. I think Wyatt is a really, really good guy that can come in there in the interior, and I think that can solve all of our issues in the future.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not going to be upset with Wyatt or Davis. I won't. I mean, I know Wyatt is just as good of an animal as Davis is. You know, they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses. I'd be fine with either or. But yeah, and then the other thing, do you see them trading up at all? Like maybe 18 or
trading up? I don't think we're gonna trade up personally, because I just don't feel like there's a really guy that the Eagles would get desperate to trade up for other than Sauce and Kayvon, and I don't think any of those guys are gonna fall. Maybe Hutchinson, but I don't even think we do that. So I think we stay put where we're at right now.
Okay.
But if oh my God, I'm trading up for Sauce.
Well, in all honesty, man, I truly think if like Stingley or somebody goes off the board at like 7 or 8, you'll see Howie try and make a move up. You know, especially if corners start going off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think he might make a trade, like take 18 and jump up, but that's if it's reasonable. I'm not giving away the farm just to get one guy. But
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't think we're gonna give up the farm for anyone. But hey, Howie's moving accordingly, and I like it.
I really think White and Hassan Riddick changed this defense. I forget his name, Kaiser White. Yeah, no, dude. Listen, I think Kaiser White is very underrated. What did he have last? 100 and how many tackles did this kid have? It was like 100. It was over 100 tackles. I know that.
100 tackles.
And he's only in his second year, right? Last year was his second.
No, his fourth year last year, but it was his. I think 2020 was his, like, I guess somewhat of a, like, see what's gonna happen year, and then this year was his breakout year. But this is his
144. Yeah.
Fifth year going into the league. He had 144 combined tackles, and it says he had 54 assisted tackles with 1 sack and 2 interceptions. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people might look at this and be like, "Wow, it's Garrett Wilson all over again." I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Wilson. I was a little upset about that, especially whenever you go and you sign him and then get rid of him in week 5 was it? We let him go, something like that. It was real early, and I don't think White's going to follow that path. I honestly think White is going to be a pretty good asset to this linebacking core, and Riddick, he's just a dog. I hope he can get 5 sacks in one game for us like he did Arizona, man. I will flip my lid. I ain't lying.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I forgot he had 5 sacks in one game.
He had 5 in one and 4 in another.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think if he can do that here, man, that definitely is gonna also solve, like, a lot of our issues. I said solve a lot of our issues. But yeah, Hassan Reddick is just a player. Like, dude is a dog. He got the speed for it. We might need a guy next to him. I could see us going defensive end in that later round, 3rd, 4th round maybe. But I don't think it's gonna be desperate, because I know Derek Barnett sucks, or the media makes him seem like terrible, but he's just not like he's not a player that's patient, is what I'm trying to say.
No, you're right the first time. He's terrible.
He's terrible.
You got it right.
He's absolutely terrible sometimes in those games.
Yeah, he actually had 2, right? That's what you said. He had 2 interceptions last year.
Right.
So the kid's got hands. He can tackle. He's a tackling machine, and he also had a forced fumble, I believe, too. So, he's definitely good. It's just, is he going to stay good? We tend to have that issue. Like, they're good on other teams. We bring them here, and then they're not so good. So
that's facts.
I mean, look, remember, I don't even want to bring him up, but oh shoot, the corner from Seattle that we picked up, Maxwell, dude. Oh my god,
bro,
that was terrible. Talk about a dude that played really good the year before and then just comes here and sucks.
Yes. He has such a punchable face too. Like, it's annoying, bro.
It is, man, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy, like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Wilson, he had 100." I believe he even had, like, what was 124 tackles last year, something like that. 140 the year before he came to us, and then last year he was just crap. So, yeah, Jaden, I don't want to think about that, man. I don't want to think it's us. But it kind of seems that way sometimes. Yo, what is up, Birdman? How you doing, brother? Listen, link is up there if you want to come in and chat for a little bit, bro.
Bro.
And yes, 76ers are choking. That's awesome. I need that. Mm-hmm. I know, right? The Bulls. Yes, sir. We still got a shot.
Got that stream, man.
No, what's good, BG? Welcome. So I gotta ask you, man. Listen, Miles Sanders. It's his last year.
Yeah.
here, at least, I would say. He has gained some weight here over the last couple months. He's been working out, bulking up. I like to see that. He's trying to get his body to the point where he can take punishment and hopefully not be injured. How do you feel about Miles? Now, listen, even though he hasn't really done too much so far, listen, this kid's yards per carry is insane. It really is. If this guy can come out and get like 1,100 yards this year, all right, we'll just say that, over 1,000, and he gets around like 8 to 10 touchdowns, do you give him a 1-year extension, prove it deal to see if he can redo that, or do you just let him walk at this point?
No, absolutely. I would do it, because if he can give me 1 year where it's like he has over 1,000 yards, and that would be his second time in his career, right?
No, he's never hit 1,000 yet.
Wow. Okay. So I guess his first time in his career. And if he has a lot of touchdowns, hopefully he can make it to the end zone this time. And as you said, his yards per carry is really good. So I personally feel like if Sanders can, redo what he did in this, I guess, prove it year that he just had, or that year that we're focusing on here, then I would 1,000% give him an extension.
Yeah, no, Birdman, definitely. Come on, man. I actually want to hear your take on that. Are you upset about the Cooks thing? Because in all honesty, man, I'm not really that upset. I understand he would have helped, but he does have concussion problems. He does, have a little bit of an injury history. So, I feel a second was a little too much. A third I would have been okay with, but not a second. But yeah, man, it's okay. I'm not too worried about it just yet.
I personally am in that mold where I want to develop our players.
Yes. Yeah.
We looked around the league too. The Seahawks, the Titans, the let me see, I'm thinking teams. The Titans, the Niners. These teams know how to develop their players. So I feel like if we can develop some of our players, especially our receivers, those like key positions on our team, then I personally feel like we have some players in the future that we could keep on this team that's untouchable. And I hear the Debo Samuel thing buzzing up, and the Terry McLaurin thing popping up all over the radars. These are just for extensions. It's not really anything too big.
Well, McLaurin's isn't. He
Right.
really doesn't want to play with Wentz. that's literally what it is. He does not want to play with Carson.
Man, I don't blame him either.
I don't either.
Bro, I don't want to play with Mr. Happy Feet, bro. He's literally everything. He's Happy Feet dancer. Like,
right?
Bro, I've never seen a 6'5" quarterback, 6'6", dance like that dude on the field, bro.
I'm just happy I never have to watch the man lean forward again and get pummeled. Like, listen, there was a time I really actually enjoyed watching Carson Wentz play football. And that was his rookie year and his second year. Some of those escapes he made were unbelievable. I'll never take that away from him. But when he started doing this every time, just this, I was like, all right, we're not getting anywhere.
How time has flied, man. I can't believe just a couple years ago we wanted this guy. We actually thought this guy was our franchise quarterback. That didn't work out.
Well, in all honesty, he should have been. It's not our fault his chemical makeup sucks. In all honesty, Carson could have been a very, very good franchise quarterback for any team. Let's just be honest. Any team. He could have been. Mm-hmm. But dude, he's just not built for football. Mentally, he's not. And that's okay. Some people aren't. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I was very heartbroken about that. I thought we had something, but we didn't. And now he's other people's problems, and thank God for that.
Yeah, but On the receiver thing though, like I just wanna like there's so many guys in this draft. And you see what Rager's done to us, you seen what J. Giles done to us. I don't want that. And those were Doug Peterson guys. Those weren't Nick Sirianni guys. The only
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni receiver on this team, or two of them. I feel like Quez Watkins counts in that mold because even though he wasn't drafted by Sirianni, he's still in that mold because he's a guy Sirianni likes. Greg Ward too. But the two guys that Sirianni really likes is Zach Pascal and Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And that's the guys.
Well, listen, I know a lot of people look at Zach Pascal and they look at him this past year and they're like, well, you know, well, what's the big deal? But in all honesty, Zach Pascal did not have a good rapport with Carson Wentz. Like I don't know, they just didn't click. But if you go back the year before when he played with Phillip Rivers, dude, he didn't do that bad. He really didn't. You know, granted, he wasn't a 1,000-yard receiver, but he was consistent and he catches the ball. You know, and he is 6'2". We need that. You know, I don't know. I think Pascal hasn't even reached his potential yet, but we'll see. I mean, I hope he can turn out to be something because that's less I got to see of Rager. But, you know, time will tell. I don't know if it's truly us or if it's literally Moorhead. You know, I question Moorhead all the time these last 2 years. Like, is it Moorhead the reason why our wide receivers are not developing? You know, or are we just picking really crappy players who are not smart enough to develop? Like, I don't know. It's very frustrating as a fan not having answers because when you have people come on here looking to you for answers, I can only give opinion. And that's what I see throughout the week and throughout the year by what they do. You know, I wish I had the answers, but I don't. I wish somebody would come out and just tell us. That way we would be able to sit here and blame that one person and we wouldn't have to rack our heads about it. But that ain't going to happen.
Right. Richie, what pot are you smoking over there? Quez in the 19th pick? We don't got that no more. He said Quez in the 19th.
Oh, yeah. No, he probably meant to do 18. I always do that too.
Way too much, bro. I don't even know if I could do that. Way too much. I like Judy, but if we're trading for a receiver and
I would do that for Debo.
Debo 1,000%. But man, the Niners are gonna win a lot though. You know that team.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, dude, you're probably with Debo. You're probably looking at the same thing that the Dolphins had to give up for Tyreek. No lie, like
Right.
you're probably looking at something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, because he's so valuable. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if you have a guy that can play running back. And honestly, bro, I was literally just talking about this last night. And bro, I didn't know he had 1,400 yards as a receiver. I'm thinking like Ayuk last year as a receiver was better because as just a receiver, not as an overall player. Ayuk, you know, he definitely presents a lot of skills, but I did not know Deebo Samuel had 1,400 yards as a receiver. Damn.
I'd take Ayuk though too. I ain't gonna cap.
Love Ayuk.
Listen, I heard Ayuk was on the trade block last year, right at the end, real fast.
Yeah.
You know, and if they're willing to trade him and they want to, I'd be okay with that.
I'm down.
But listen, I'm going to be honest with you, though. The Broncos, can they afford to keep Jerry? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I know they have some people that they need to pay coming up. Like, it's Simmons. Simmons is about due, right?
Justin, they actually just paid Kareem Jackson, their other safety. So I'm thinking I think they already paid Justin Simmons, honestly.
Did they?
They might have paid him.
I don't know. But I mean, they got some people though, you know, that they still need to sign. You have Russ. There is more than just Judy in that wide receiver core. So you're right, man. But I'm sure they practiced and they looked over all this before they went out and got Russ. You know, so maybe that's why they traded Noah Fant. because they would have had to pay Noah Fant soon. So maybe they tried to save some money there. I don't know. But I like Jerry Jeudy. I wouldn't mind him on this team, but I don't think you're going to get him.
Yeah, and Justin Simmons got paid last year, actually.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, he got paid right a day before your birthday.
What about Chubb?
Chubb? No, I don't think he got signed.
No, the linebacker.
Bradley Chubb?
Yeah, he's there. He didn't get signed yet, right?
He didn't get signed yet.
Yeah.
He's a really good player, though. I can't even lie.
Oh, yeah, no. He just needs to stop getting injured, honestly.
Yeah.
Here's something that sucks. Howie Roseman is only 19% when he picks in the draft.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey, man. Just hope. Pray and hope.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on and talking a little bit. I got Eric in here now. He just hopped on. I'm going to bring him on, and I'm going to talk some Eagle Raider football with him. I got some questions to ask him, and I know he wants to brag, so I'm going to bring him on and brag. He deserves it, though, man.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. So. The Lakers suck, so we don't have nothing to bank on. Tell him I said hi and appreciate you for having me on, AK.
It's no problem, man. And definitely everyone in here, if you haven't already, which you probably have, but if you haven't, go solo up my guy here. Really good content creator. Even though he's young, he knows his shit. And, you know, he's got good knowledge. So definitely go check him out if you already haven't. But, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in. And you have a good one, man.
You have a great night, man.
Thank you, sir. Eric, my guy, what's good?
Yo, what's good? I didn't think you were gonna kick him out. I feel bad now.
Oh no. They knew it. They knew it. Like I'm doing things different because of the rebranding stuff. You know, obviously I'm not uncensored anymore, but I'm trying to do more one-on-ones. I'm trying to start doing videos, and when I do call-ins, instead of having it all miscombobulated and everybody just going every direction, I figured it's just easier to have one-on-ones. Plus, it gives me more time with you guys to just talk where I don't get to do that normally, you know? So just making a few changes and stuff, but nothing too major. Still connected.
Yeah. No, I as you can see, I did a lot of solo shows recently too, man. I think sometimes the solo shows do you good, man. Yeah. So, hey, I like your logo, brother. I like what you're doing over here. I'm gonna make sure to keep it PG because you know how it gets before when I was on the screen. So I'm gonna make sure to keep it censored.
Oh, don't worry, bro. I kept my Eagles Uncensored logo just in case I need it someday. It's back there hiding somewhere, but if I gotta pull it out one day, I will.
For sure.
Yeah. So hey, man, listen, it's been a while since we have talked, okay? And your team has changed dramatically in that time.
Yeah.
I know you want to rub it in, so go for it. No, talk about it, man. I'm happy for you. Like, even though you're a Raiders fan, you're a friend of mine, and listen, the Raiders have not had the best of luck in a while, so I'm actually happy for you. I'm happy for Derek Carr that he finally has somebody to freaking throw to. You know, like I'm genuinely happy for you guys. I won't lie. Like I've never actually hated the Raiders. I'm not gonna root for you, but I've never hated you. But you know what I'm saying, man. You guys have built a solid team this year, this offseason. I'm quite impressed, honestly.
I appreciate that, man. And honestly, I think all the bragging and the hype kind of gone away. Honestly, it's been several weeks since we last made that Devontae Adams move that really broke the internet pretty much. So, no, I mean, it's looking good, but, you know, I can't count out no AFC teams at all because, as you can see, we got better and a lot of AFC teams got better. The whole conference really looks like a whole Avengers movie. So I'm trying to keep my cool as much as possible, but I think we really got a shot at finally. I mean, you get one of the best pass rushers in free agency, one of the best pass rushers in the last decade in Chandler Jones. Then you go out and get the number one receiver in the league that has chemistry with the quarterback. You go get a coaching staff that is proven, you know, except for the head coach. But you know, it looks good on paper. It just depends what happens throughout the season, right? Injuries could do something. You know, we still need to see if Josh McDaniels really learned. You know, he said he learned from the Broncos days. We got to see what he's got. Patrick Graham. I know a lot of Giants fans were mad, but you know, hey, you know, he said broken car.
I wouldn't say he always had someone to throw to, but he's had weapons over his years there, but he's never had an Adams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He had Amari Cooper for a little bit, you know, but even Amari Cooper ain't Adams. You know, like he's good, but he ain't Adams.
Yeah,
Renfro is going to benefit a lot from Adams. Like, do you know how much that kid's going to help Renfro get open? Everybody's going to be
yeah,
so worried about Adams. Renfro is going to have a walk in the park now.
he is. He is. It's like who are you gonna really double team, right? You know, because if Darren Waller comes back focused and the way he played those last two seasons before last year, before he got injured, you got arguably a top 5 tight end, top 3 in some cases to some people. You got a number 1 top 3 receiver. You got a one of the best slot receivers in my opinion in Renfro,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got a backfield full of running back by committee with the coaching staff that knows what to do. You know, it on paper it looks like a number of top 5 offense. It's
Yeah.
just can they perform? Can they do it right? So yeah, I'm
Who
trying to
else
keep
did you
yeah.
guys get besides Adams? There was a couple of people, right?
Yeah,
You got
we got
Adams.
we traded Yannick Ngakwe for Rock Ya-Sin.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
we got Harmon, we got Jayon Brown, we got Frackwell, we re-signed Jonathan Hankins, we got Bilal Nichols from Chicago. Um, I think also I'm trying to think. We got Brandon Parker back, which was probably a dumb move, but hey, you know, I believe in the offensive line coach in Brasillo. And then you also got Illuminor back, which is another right tackle. You ended up getting Cades, I forgot his last name. And then yeah, so there's a lot of additions, right? You know, we had like 22 people that we brought in, so it's really crazy. It's just like I said, we just got to see what happens on on the field.
No, you're right, Nix. Henry Ruggs is solid, but he's in jail, and
Yeah.
he's not solid anymore. Like they need somebody else. So, and they got him. But Eric's hairline looking sharp. You are good. Yeah, no, Raiders have the worst luck. Right when they get some big players, they are in the best division. Wow, KFC is still the team to beat, though. Yeah. Nah, listen, man. In fact, I gotta ask you, dude. Who are you worried about over there? I mean, you got the Chargers, who stacked up this year. You know, who was the other team?
The Broncos and
The
the
Broncos and yeah. Like, are you worried a little bit? Just a tiny bit.
of the Chiefs, no.
No, no, no. Like of the
The
Chargers
Chargers, yeah. I
and the
mean,
Bills and all
you
that.
know, I think the Bills have, I think the whole AFC is really talented across the board. Yeah, we got the signings we did, but we still got to keep it unbiased and got to realize that we still got to compete with the rest of the AFC to get those 7 seeds, right? So, when you look at all these teams, it looks like, every team in every division and practically got better.
Yeah, you got Chandler Jones too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the only teams that scare me, well, not really scare me, I want to say that could compete. I would say the Bills. I would say the Titans, of course. They got Robert Woods. If he stays healthy, that'll be better for them. Ryan Tannehill's kind of like as far as the AFC West, the whole AFC West is good. So so yeah, we just gotta see, man. Nobody scares me, but I know there's gonna be a lot of competition in this.
No one scares you. Come on, dog. Don't be like that.
I mean, I
Somebody's
like I
got
said, I think the whole AFC West, bro. I think the whole AFC West is it just it's just like everybody got better. Russell Wilson, you got Khalil Mack, JC Jackson, like these are great talented guys. He saw getting sacked now.
He's talking about Ruggs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried Birdman. I was just looking. I don't know where my shades went.
Get the
I
shade.
had them, but they went somewhere. I don't even know where they went now. Oh well. But yeah, man. So what do you truly feel your record's going to be like this year? I mean, you do have a solid team. You were obviously in the playoffs last year. You know,
So,
obviously your team is way better this year. So
Yeah.
where do you see yourself going?
I think we have to get more wins than last year. You know, the fact that we had a special teams coach become head coach midseason. We lost our number one receiver in midseason. You know, the whole thing with our coach, you know, the racism and stuff, all that happened. It really took a toll on all these players. And the fact that we could still pull out, pause, and make it to the playoffs, you know, and only lose to the Super Bowl contenders by one possession really shows you how much fight this team got. And now we really got a better coaching staff than last year, and we got better players, like you said. So I know the whole AFC got better, but we should do better than last year. Way better. So that's my expectations. Anywhere from 11 plus wins, man.
So KC, Chargers, Denver's, Raiders. What's the order? Don't be biased either, my guy. Be honest.
Well,
First to worst. Who is it?
Based on the
Early prediction, obviously.
Based on off season, I kind of broke it down on one of my lives why I thought a certain way, and this is pre-draft, right? This is pre-draft. You know, the Chiefs, of course, got a lot of capital, but looking at the teams that got better, especially who got worse, KC technically got worse, and I'll get to that right now. So I'm gonna say the Raiders and Chargers compete to that first spot. Then you got Denver, then you got KC. I think this is the decline of Adam, of freaking Reed and the Chiefs, man. It's no hate to them because they have been dominating this division for years, so I can never count them out, which I'm not going to count them out. And I think everybody in this division is going to be above 500. But you know, when you really look at it right now, pre-draft, they lost Tyreek Hill. They lost pretty much their whole receiving core that was called the Legion of Zoom, apparently. McCole Hardman, yeah, McCole Hardman's good. He's the only one left from that, you know, little receiving core. They did lose Tyrann Mathieu. They lost a lot of their defensive players. Their number one corner is gone.
And you might get 4 games from Josh Gordon until he's suspended.
Yeah. So and Travis Kelce is a beast. He's the number one tight end. You know, that he's the number one tight end. I don't think nobody could argue that. But yeah, you know, I'm not counting out the Chiefs, but just looking at it right now, the way you know, KC technically got worse and the rest of the AFC West got better, which, you know, of course, when you're number one, you don't really got to get better. But let's be honest, if your whole division gets better, you have to try to get at least your pieces back, which they did, and they lost a lot of people. So I think Pringle left, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, I would say in that order, you know, but, you know, like I said, this pre-draft, they got like 2 first rounders or something. I forgot how many draft picks they got off of the Tyreek Hill trade. So, you know,
well, and I gotta ask, man. You know, they are in your division. Why? Like, what is it? So they didn't have to pay Hill? I mean, that's pretty much all I can think. I mean, when you pay Pat that amount of money, of course you're gonna not be able to pay other people. But that you're right. That is a huge loss for Kansas City.
It was the money.
Yeah.
There's reports that it was Tyreek Hill seen Devontae Adams come over here, and he didn't scare him, but just he's seen the paycheck, and he's seen all these receivers getting the paycheck. So he was like, I deserve to get paid like a top 5 receiver, top 10 in his eyes. So the Chiefs, of course, because they gave Patrick Mahomes the bag, they kind of had to resort to it, right? How dare you, Eric Plunkett jersey? He and the Raiders beat Jaw on the list. He goes to the hey, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, man. They still don't have him in there, but yeah, I mean, it was the money. It was the money, man. And you know, these receivers are getting paid. I mean, it started off with Bulky and the Jaguars, so you know, it's been rising. And now Debo, I don't know what's happening with Debo. Apparently, Twitter's blowing up, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, supposedly he took the 49ers off of his profile. He erased a lot of stuff with the 49ers on. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, hey, this could be, him just forcing them to give him an extension. But like I said, they have Boza. I'm not sure if they extended him yet. They got Wagner. They got a lot of people on that defense. A lot of young guys that are coming with contracts.
Yeah.
A lot of young guys on offense that need contracts. So, 49ers are not in a good place right now. Somebody's going to have to get paid, and it should be Debo by far. I mean, because without Debo, San Francisco is nothing. Like, they probably don't even make the playoffs if it isn't for Debo. So he is a major part of that. I do not see them moving him, but if somehow, some way they would, oh my God, bring him here.
Yeah.
Like, just God, just get it over with,
Yeah.
Chiefs receiving core doesn't look bad. Juju, Hardman, MVS, Kels. That's right. Juju did go to Kansas City. I forgot about that.
I'm a USC fan, but ever since Juju has been TikToking, bro, he hasn't been the same.
No, he hasn't.
So I'm not really scared of Juju, bro. I'm not really scared of Juju. So, and Hardman, MVS, I mean, Tyreek Hill is better than all three of them combined, in my opinion. So, you've seen the Chiefs beat, like, literally us so bad last season twice. And if you really look at the games, how we lost, for one, we danced on the logo, which is red flag number one. Don't do that before a game. And number two, Tyreek Hill was, oh my God, Lord.
Well, see, and when I saw Tyreek Hill get traded to Miami, I scratched my head a little bit because I was like,
yeah,
you're really gonna have Tua Tagovailoa throwing to Tyreek Hill. That doesn't seem right, it really doesn't, and that's what started making me wonder. Well, is this Tom Brady thing real? Is another quarterback that, like, dude, you can't tell me that Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, like, it just no, like, you can't go from Pat Mahomes to Tua. It doesn't work, that's complete opposite. You go from a dude who can throw 90-yard bombs to a guy that can only throw 50. Like, it makes no sense. So I was like, is something going to happen to Tua? Are they going to trade him or bring somebody in like Jimmy G? Like, are they going to go out and try and get Jimmy G? I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense, Tua and Hill. It really, truly doesn't.
And if you see the moves they made in the offseason, they have all been on offense. They got Teron Armstead. They got Raheem Mostert. You have Jalen Waddle already there. You trade Devontae Parker to get another draft pick back than what you lost in Tyreek. And then you get Tyreek and you keep your whole defense. It's like they might be sold on Tua. Like, I think they might. And I think they give him all the pieces to succeed. And it's kind of like, I don't want to base it on this, but I have been seeing a lot of Eagle fans on Twitter bashing each other over Jalen Hurts. I heard a lot, which, I'm an outside perspective, so I don't think nobody cares. But I think that they're sold on Tua for one more year, and if he can't get it done next year, they will probably ship him off.
In your personal opinion, do you really see it working? Because I do not. I really don't.
It's hard because their defense was the reason why they really went on the 8-game streak. Tua just had to throw like 100 yards, but the defense only could do so much when the whole AFC gets better, right? So we just got to see, man. I'm not 100% sold on Tua, but if they somehow scheme something, because they did get Mike McDaniel from the Niners. He learned under Kyle Shanahan. There are a lot of RPO guys, they gave Debo the ball. So they might use Tyreek Hill like that, which is weird because Tyreek Hill is more of the 90 yards downfield. But, you just got to see what happens there. I'm not really sold totally, but they might be sold.
Well, and not just that, man, but they got a brand new head coach. I mean, dude, it's hectic in Miami right now. I don't know, man. More power to him. Like, I hope it works out because you gave up a lot to get him. If it don't work out, well, you'll be regretting it.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
And then how are you feeling? Now this isn't your team, but how are you feeling about that Watson to Cleveland for 230 million?
Well,
That's how you building a team. That's what I want to know.
yeah,
Fully guaranteed 230.
yeah, fully guaranteed. That is a bag, man. For a guy, you know, he is. I'm not gonna disagree with anybody. I'm not gonna argue that he was one of the best quarterbacks when he was in the league. You know, when
Yep.
before all the things happened.
Yep.
But at the same time, the guy hasn't played in a year and he hasn't been practicing. And people may say maybe he was practicing behind the scenes, but when you got cases like that, you know, you don't really have that much time. You got to get the situated, and you know they kind of got it situated. It's civil cases now, but the Browns are getting a lot of backlash, a little bad backlash, and I think where the number one thing you do now is you got to watch what you say because cancel culture is a real thing. So, you know, he kind of said something in the press conference that I'm not going to bring up.
Wait, who did?
Deshaun Watson. You know, he kind of said something that I could see why it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I'm gonna have to watch that now. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'll text you behind the scenes what it was exactly.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I want to know. I'm very interested.
He didn't say anything, he didn't say anything to attack anybody, but what he said kind of, you know, I could see why people took it the wrong way, especially in today's, you know.
Well, is it bad? That's why you're not saying it?
It's not bad. Okay, well, it's nothing like calling anybody out, but he kind of said that everybody that says something and it came out with the case and that said that he did something was liars and stuff, and you know how that could rub people the wrong way.
Yeah.
So he practically said that, and you know he
I
got a lot of
got you.
backlash. Even people actually went to, I think, the owner's front doorstep with signs. I think something, I forgot whose house it was, either the vice president or something. They went to the house, you know, saying, "Oh, we don't need this, we don't need this." So
You're right. You're 100% right. You know, you have honestly probably one of the best QBs to ever play the game in Dan Marino, and you didn't do anything for him. Like Miami's always done everything wrong, always. So, no, I feel bad for Miami fans, man. They deserve a lot better than what they got. The last time they were good was when they had that undefeated season back in what, 80?
I wasn't even born.
Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. I think it was like what, 83, 84, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Teddy B went to there.
Oh, well.
That's a okay. That makes it a little easier. What are the Browns going to do with Mayfield? In my honest opinion, man, I believe Baker's going to Seattle.
That's what I said. I was about to say the same thing. I
Yeah,
think he's going to Seattle, man. I think he
They're
is.
the ones that need a quarterback, and they're in no situation right now to draft one.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Baker to Seattle, man. I don't know where else he would go. Can you think of any?
The Falcons, but they just got Mariota and they shipped off Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky and the Steelers. I mean, maybe.
I actually think Trubisky's going to do very well in Pittsburgh, to be honest. You know, I see a
What's the
lot.
receiving core like?
They have Johnson, Claypool, and I think they might have to draft a third one because they just let Washington go. And trying to think of.
Yeah, they'll probably draft one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they would. But I'm not worried about Pittsburgh, dude. They always have good wide receivers. Look back. I mean, always. Santana Holmes,
Mike Tomlin, man. Yeah.
You know, they've always had wide receivers. They always do. They're very good at developing wide receivers in Pittsburgh, so I'm not too worried about it. But I see a lot of a young Big Ben and Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, if you remember back in the day, Big Ben, he wasn't mobile, but he could get out of the pocket when he needed to. You know, that's kind of what Mitch is. He's sneaky fast. He's not fast by any means, but he's faster than what he's expected to be. You know, he's got a good arm, and he's kind of like Ben. He's not afraid to put balls in very, very, very tight windows that they probably shouldn't be going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So And plus, when you have Mike Tomlin as your head coach, I think he can truly turn Mitchell around. I think Trubisky just went to a shitty team to begin with, and
Chicago, yeah.
Nagy was not that good of a coach.
There's a reason why A-Rob left, man. They didn't even
Yeah.
talk for months. How do you not talk to your players in months, man?
Yeah.
That's,
Um.
and Brian Flores is there with Mike Tomlin, which Brian Flores, I don't think he's a bad coach, man, at all. He's a really good coach that deserved head coach, but we all know what happened with all that situation. So, you know, even though he's got a little position over there in Steelers, he's still
Isn't he the defensive coordinator?
No, he's like the assistant something. I forgot what it was. I think assistant defensive coordinator or something. But you know, he's gonna help a lot with the defense. I mean,
oh, dude, you think that defense was nasty last year? They're under just him being there. I think their defense is going to take a major step. Like, no lie, TJ Watt, he had 21 and a half sacks last year. Tied Lawrence, right? He might break it this year. You know, especially if they do it right. But
if they stay healthy, that defense.
Oh yeah. I gotta ask you real quick though, who do you want to see on the Madden cover this year?
Ooh.
There's been a poll out there. Who should get it? You know, should it be Joe Burrow? Should it be Jonathan Taylor? Should it be Cooper Kupp? You know, I'm sorry, but 9 times out of 10, I'm picking TJ Watt. Do you know how hard it is to get 21 and a half sacks?
No, that's crazy.
That is insane. It is very hard to get 21 and a half sacks. If anyone deserves to be on the Madden cover this year, it is TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp only had to run and catch the balls. You know, sacking somebody is not easy. I mean, dude, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but knowing EA, you know,
It'll be
they're
Burrow.
gonna give it. It's gonna be Burrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which I wouldn't doubt if they give it to TJ Watt, but you know the Madden curse, how that goes. So.
Well, yeah, but see, I don't like that. That's kind of why I don't want Burrow to have it, because he already tore his damn ACL. What more
I
do you
feel bad for the guy. Yeah.
You know, if he ended up getting hurt next year because he got the Madden cover, I'd be like, well, that shouldn't have been on Madden. Now, granted, actually, you know what? Tom and Pat broke the curse this year. They were not injured all year long, and they both shared the cover this year.
But you wouldn't consider the Chiefs not making the Super Bowl and the Buccaneers?
No. The curse to Madden is they get injured.
They get injured. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's also lose.
I don't know. If it is losing too, well, yeah, they got it there, but they didn't get the injury bug.
Yeah, it's been injury. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
they broke it. Hey, there you go.
They're not the only ones to do it though. There's been a couple. I can't remember them all right now, but there has been a couple that didn't get injured. You know, very little of them though. So we'll finish this up and then we'll get out of here, man. We're going on 2 hours now. Appreciate everyone coming in and joining us. You know, and once again, on my way to 1K, appreciate everyone who has stuck by my side through Eagles Uncensored and now this. It is not easy to do a brand change, all honesty, and trust me, it is very hard for me to sit up here and not cuss. If you guys knew me, it's pretty hard, you know, because I speak with my heart when I talk Eagles, and you know, just a lot of times that used to be cussing, but not anymore. So trying to make it more kid friendly, trying to make it more people friendly. I want to be able to bring, you know, I want women to come in here and feel comfortable just listening. You know, I want kids, I want other people, you know, who don't like cussing to be able to come in. Like, I just want to make it a people friendly place, you know, and just somewhere where you can just talk football bullshit and not have to worry about people judging you, you know. But yeah, man, the Giants are 100% not sold on Daniel Jones. I know. I wouldn't be either. But that's me. And in fact, I honestly think that Tyrod Taylor is going to take his starting job, to be honest. That's just me.
I feel bad for them, man. Thank you for Patrick Graham, though. I appreciate that.
Right? Yeah. Should be Roger Goodell, because once on the cover, their career ends quickly. For example, Peyton Hillis. Yeah, no, man. I remember Peyton Hillis, man. He went off on the Browns that one year, was on the cover, never heard of again. Like, yeah, no, he was a beast that year, man. That was like their only hope. But yeah, man, no, I appreciate everyone coming out. Like I said, on the road to 1K. For everyone who's left in here, if you haven't yet, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I go live or drop content. And I will be dropping videos here soon. I'm going to get into doing that and try and get you guys some better quality on here. I do a lot of lives. That is what I do. But like I said, I'm trying to expand and make it better. So appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for coming out. Please follow me at can't even see my finger. There we go. Twitter on Twitter at AKEagles88 on the road to 1K. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Fly Eagles fly. And you all have a wonderful Thursday night and be safe this weekend. Thank you all so much. See you later.